Hey, people. It just came to me. I have a hypothesis of sorts, an idea, a thought, uh, something that just popped in my head here. Because I was thinking about the polls. I see these people doing real life polls, polls that, like 1,000 people in each state, 33, 33, 33, all level and equal and everything else and everything like that. And Trump comes out way ahead. You drive down pretty much any street in America, and you're seeing more Trump signs than you see Clinton signs. But then you have the national polls that show Clinton ahead. Now, why is that? Well, here's my hypothesis. Okay, it's all about media. It's all about media. They want your viewership, listenership, readership. They want all of that. Okay. Now, if your candidate, doesn't matter who it is, if your candidate is 50 points ahead, are you going to watch? Huh? Are you going to read? Are you going to pay attention to it? Oh, you're going to be like, yeah, we got this in the bag. But as long as they keep it close and manipulate it, they're going to keep you watching. Hey, I want to see what's happening now. Hey, I want to, I want to check it out. Just, see if my candidate's doing any better and everything. See what the pundits are saying and everything. You see? It's all about media. And I did spend a good amount of time in the media. Okay. I worked in radio for a good number of years. So I understand how it works. It's all about ad generation, ad revenue, and everything else. Because if you get ratings, you could sell slots for commercials for a lot higher prices than for those channels and those shows and everything that don't get the good ratings. So how do you get ratings? You manipulate them. And how do you do that? You manipulate the people. You get the people to fall for whatever you're putting in front of them. Okay. And the same thing works for just regular TV. You get the popular sitcoms and stuff like that. Well, if the people respond to it favorably, all of a sudden the ad revenue goes up. And that's how they pay for the production of these shows, pay these actors enormous amounts of money and everything else, and also put money away in their coffers. That's how it works. And if you have low ratings, then you can't charge as much. You don't have as much commercial time and everything else. That's why shows are canceled. Okay. So as long as you are in the top 5, top 6 in ratings, you're going to do okay. And that's what everybody's vying for when they manipulate these polls, keeping it close. Because you don't want to lose one whole party, basically. So if you're talking about the election, you want to keep it close. So you can keep that listenership and that viewership and that readership up. You want to keep it close because you're going to have people hanging on the edges of their seats. It's called a cliffhanger. There's other things that they use like a teaser to get people to come back and watch. And that's what it is. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of theater. It's nothing more than that. Okay? When you see these real polls saying that Donald Trump is ahead by leaps and bounds, I tend to believe those polls over what they put out on the TV. Okay? And, they'll say that this poll or that poll is like, it's the most accurate. No, it isn't. If you remember back in 1980, if you're old enough, Ronald Reagan was 9 points down before the election. All of a sudden, he wins by a landslide. Now, why is that? Because they wanted the ratings. They knew that there was a ton of support for Reagan. So they had him 9 points down. So everybody would be watching, you see? And how about Kerry and Bush, 2004? They were showing it neck and neck in a lot of polls. And they were showing Kerry ahead in some polls. They were showing Bush ahead maybe by half a percentage point in some polls. And what does Bush do? He wins decisively. So you can't trust the polls. It's all about the ratings. You got to understand. It's how they make their money. It's all about the money with them. They don't care about truth. They don't care about honesty or anything else. That's out the window. It's been out the window for many, many years. Okay? Same thing with Obama and Romney. They kept it close, but Obama won decisively twice. Okay? They kept it close, though. They kept those polls close. So you keep watching. They're not going to alienate one whole voting group. Okay? They're going to try to keep both voting groups right there, focused in on their network, on their shows, and everything else. That's what they're doing. Okay? So relax, chill. Everything's going to be okay. Take care.